Kristi.
Well, hey, Christina, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm just fine, thanks.
So I wanted to bring Kristi on today and ask her some questions. I have a lot of first-time home buyers, and they ask me questions about loans and the process and all of that. So I just wanted to kind of go through some things so I can answer some questions for you. And Kristi, she's the girl with all the answers. So
well, I try to have the answers, not always.
Well, and I'm sure we can find them if we don't know the answers.
That's the key, to being able to find the answer if you don't know it right off cuff.
That's the truth. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into it. So in this fast-paced market, why is it so important to be pre-qualified or pre-approved before?
Well, it's just like you just said. It's a very fast-paced market right now. So while you're out shopping for a home, you're going to want to get pre-qualified first, because without fail, you're going to find a house that you absolutely love, and the market is very fast-paced, and you definitely do not want to have to delay submitting your offer, waiting to get in touch with a loan officer to get pre-qualified to make sure that you can actually afford to purchase the home of your dreams. Otherwise, it'll get swooped out from under you. So definitely get pre-qualified first so that when you're ready to submit that offer, you can submit your contract. I can shoot over the pre-qualification letter immediately and submit your offer right away with no delays.
Well, that's good. So how long does it take to get pre-qualified?
The process is usually pretty fast. Usually I speak to someone on the phone for 5 or 10 minutes, get some key information from them, and I can have the pre-qualification worked up in 10 or 15 minutes and call them right back.
Oh, okay. So what are the benefits of using a local lender versus maybe, a larger bank or whatever?
I think personally the biggest difference is a local lender like myself. We actually care. When you call a bigger bank or an online lender, you're just a number. They don't know you. When you use a local lender, I see you in the grocery store. You're my next door neighbor. Our kids play on Little League together. Right. I truly care about you and the loan program that you're in, and that you actually get the home of your dreams, and that you're in the best loan program possible, not just a cookie cutter fit that you can that I can plug you into.
Right.
There's a big difference, because you can always get into a loan, but is it truly the very best loan for you?
Right. And then on top of that, I think that the communication that you have with the client is I think better than some of the bigger banks. Just because, how do you communicate with your clients?
Yes, that's an excellent point. All of my clients have my personal cell phone number. In fact, that's what I do all of my business from.
Right.
So no matter where I am, whether it's during the day, during working hours, or after hours, evenings, nights, weekends, I'm always available to my clients. And if they call me and they can't get me, you can always shoot me a text message, or if I miss a phone call, I'll text them back and say, hey, I'm in a meeting, I can't chat right now, but is there something I can help you with via text? Of course, email is always a great way as well, but I always try and be available to answer questions no matter what time of day or night, so that, well, let's just face it, most of the time when clients are out shopping for houses, it is evenings and weekends, because that's when they're off work.
Right.
So it's most important to be able to get in touch with your loan officer at that time, because there's so many questions about the financing and payment options and that sort of thing that you need to know before you do submit that contract.
Right. And then, we get into situations sometimes where we're putting the offer in the evening, and I need to be able to contact you,
right?
So I can get that pre-approval letter, adjusted for the value that we're looking for.
Right.
So it is very important to have, somebody that is local. Can we just briefly go over, I know this is a big, we can have lots of discussions on the loan programs, but can you just briefly go over what the differences are between the loans?
Sure. So the main loan programs are FHA, VA, conventional. Those are the main programs that are used. Of course, there are subcategories off of each one, but the main ones are the FHA, VA, and conventional. FHA is a great program for first-time home buyers that don't have a lot of money down and maybe not have stellar credit. It allows a whole lot more flexibility for derogatory credit in the past and things like that. So it's a great program for first-time home buyers. Okay. The VA loan is absolutely stellar for all of our veterans and current military personnel. It is one of the best loan programs you can get, which they absolutely deserve because of all the sacrifices that they make for our freedom.
Right.
So it's a great loan program. They can get 100% financing with that program with no money down. It's phenomenal. The conventional loan is a great loan program for somebody that has excellent credit, no derogatory issues in their credit past. They can be first-time home buyers or have owned in the past as well. It does have low down payments, but mostly 700 credit score and better is going to be your sweet spot for the conventional.
Okay. So does Atlantic Bay have any loan programs that maybe other lenders don't have?
Good question. So actually, yes, we do. And the reason for that is we are so dedicated to providing excellent loans to the investors, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Ginnie Mae, that we actually get pilot programs that other lenders don't receive because of our great rating with them. So they send us these pilot programs that they want to try out, that they haven't necessarily introduced to the whole market, just to see how they work and what kind of tweaks need to be made and what the pluses of the programs are and the minuses of the programs. And so a lot of times we get those programs before anybody else. So it's a great thing if you're looking for a specific niche to give me a call and I can see if there are any.
So you could possibly offer more options than other lenders.
Absolutely.
So, okay,
yes.
That's great. Okay, so what is the process for actually applying for the loan? Do you do it online, over the phone, in person? How does that work?
Well, luckily with Atlantic Bay, we can be very flexible. Whatever is most convenient for the client is what I try and do. We have a lot of clients who prefer to meet face-to-face, and that's the only way they want to do business. And then we have a lot of clients who prefer to only apply online and never actually speak on the phone. So, and then some that just want to talk on the phone and get it done. So whatever is most convenient for my client is what I want to do. So we can apply online, submit your loan application that way through a secure loan portal. We can speak on the phone and fill out the loan application, or we can sit down and meet face-to-face, whatever they prefer.
Well, that's good. So once they fill out everything and submit everything, you said it only takes, maybe less than a day to get an answer?
So typically, like I said, the pre-qualification is very fast, and I can do that usually in 15 to 20 minutes. We do have a step further that we can take above and beyond the pre-qualification, which is called a pre-approval or a TBD approval, TBD meaning to be determined. And that is where I actually collect all of the credit document profile information from the borrower and submit the loan to underwriting as a TBD loan. And the underwriter underwrites their entire loan profile and it gives them an approval. So then at that point, they're not just pre-qualified, they are pre-approved, which actually gives them huge negotiating power in the fast-paced market that we were just talking about.
That's right. I've definitely seen that. We've been in multiple offer situations quite often, and that is a huge benefit.
Absolutely.
And then, let's see, I've got a couple more questions. So can you explain, what goes on? I mean, you don't have to take it every step of the way, but what goes on during that 30-day period? Because I know when I first bought my home many years ago, I couldn't understand as a first-time home buyer what was going on behind the scenes, I guess I should say.
Right.
So what goes on during that 30 days?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen during that window, things that are on the real estate agent side, things that are on the lender side, and then also things that are on the attorney or title company side where they do the title search and stuff. So the process starts with, obviously you get your pre-qualification, but once you get ratified on a contract, that's kind of when that 30-day time clock starts ticking. So the first thing to do, you get ratified, and then you want to sign up or get your agent to get you set up for the home inspection to make sure that everything is good with the house. So we have the home inspection, and then after the home inspection, we order the appraisal. We don't typically like to order the appraisal until after the home inspection, because once the appraisal is ordered, that appraiser wants to be paid whether the deal goes through or not. And so if something were to come up in the home inspection that were to be a deal breaker, and we've already ordered the appraisal, the buyer is responsible for that fee. So we wait until after the home inspection, which could be several days, to get that set up. We order the appraisal. The appraisal typically takes 10 days or so. We allow for the appraisal to get done to determine the value of the property. In the meantime, while all of this is happening, we've already sent the information to the title company so that they can start doing their title search in the background to make sure that the title to the property is clear and that our borrower is getting clear title to their property and there's no title issues. And so then once that's done, in the meantime, we're also collecting any additional documentation from the borrower that we need, that the underwriter has requested from the initial loan application. So we work on that part of it. We also are requesting the homeowner's insurance information that the borrower has had time to shop around for and find the best option for them. So that part just in itself takes time. Once that's done, we get the information that we need from the homeowner's insurance company. And then we start working on final numbers with the title company to come up with combining all the seller's numbers, the buyer's numbers, and coming up with all of the final prorations and stuff like that to come up with the final numbers on the closing disclosure. So the whole process in itself, just everything takes a little bit of time. So that's how we end up coming up with that 30 days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That was one thing that was frustrating as a first-time home buyer. It was because, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but there's so many moving parts,
Right.
That all kind of have to jive together. So
Yes, and if one person drops their end of the bargain, then it causes a delay all the way across the board.
And so that was kind of my next question is, what do you find causes the most delays in the process?
Well, luckily, after being in the business for so many years, I have been able to get my process very streamlined. Mm-hmm. So I know who I can trust, who to work with. I work with great agents like yourself. I work with great title companies and appraisers. So on the professional side, I've got that all kind of nice and tight knit so that everything flows nice and smoothly. The biggest issue that I run into is when the borrowers drag their feet providing the required documentation. I think that's the most emphasis needs to be put on them. Like, just so you know, like, we have to get documentation back from you as quickly as possible, because that can in fact delay the closing. You can't, if you wait until the last minute to call around to get your homeowner's insurance quotes, we can't submit for clear to close until we have that information.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest point, is to make sure that the buyers are getting their information to us as quickly as possible when we ask for it.
Right, and nowadays it's so easy to submit all of that information. I mean,
Yes.
I've actually had a client that bought a home and he was out to sea. So connectivity is a little hard to deal with sometimes, but you get it done. And
That's right.
You can just do it all online these days.
Yes, we can provide a private loan portal, very secure,
right.
where they can upload their documents right into their own personal loan portal. And as soon as they're in there, I can pull them out and get them submitted, and it's a very smooth process.
Yeah, and in this area we work with a lot of military, so I think we can kind of deal with that
Yes.
a little bit easier than maybe some areas that don't have as many military members here.
Absolutely.
And we love our military here.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. So how do we get in touch with you?
Well, as I stated before, I'm very easy to get in touch with, whatever your form of communication may be that you choose. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me. You can call me on my cell phone anytime. It's my personal cell phone, so I have it with me. I feel like sometimes it's attached at the hip, and maybe my family may not be as appreciative as my clients are, but that's okay. They've learned to accept it.
That's right. You got to make some money sometimes.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so I think this is just kind of an overview, a very quick video on some of the things that we get asked, some of the things that happen during the process. And Kristi and I are going to do a few more videos together to kind of dive a little bit deeper into the home loans, what those kind of are about, who qualifies for certain ones. So anyway, we'll get back with you. Just stay tuned for more videos.
Have a great day, and don't hesitate to give us a call if you ever have any questions about buying a house. You can answer all your real estate needs, and I can definitely answer all the loan questions.
Well, thank you for being here with me.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.